What's the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist? Well, if you're asking that question, it's probably because you either want to be one or you want to see one. Or maybe you're just curious. Either way, I've got an answer for you. A psychiatrist is a medical doctor, which means they attended a medical school. And so, therefore, their primary responsibility is to provide medicine for different mental disorders and disabilities. And a psychologist has a doctorate degree from a graduate school in which they specialized in a certain field of psychology. And so they provide therapy to help with anything that you're going through, whether it's you're trying to improve yourself overall, or you do have a mental illness or mental disorder that you need help with. And there's no shame at all in ever admitting that you have a mental illness. It happens and it is okay. Now, it's important to realize that if you see a psychologist, then it'll probably be more frequent visits because it's therapy, it's hard work. There's a lot to do and you need someone to help you through it. Whereas a psychiatrist, you'll have less frequent visits because their primary responsibility is to prescribe you the medicine and then make sure the dosage is right and make sure you're not having any negative side effects. So either one is great for whatever you need. If you want to focus on medicine, you want to see a psychiatrist. If you want to focus on therapy, you want to see a psychologist. Now, that being said, sometimes you might see both. If you want to do therapy, but medicine will help, then a psychologist may recommend you to go see a psychiatrist to get some medicine to help with the therapy. And a psychiatrist may recommend a psychologist or recommend you to a psychologist for therapy to help with the medicine. And now, because their main focus is you, making sure that you are feeling better, making sure that you are doing well. Now, an example of why you might need one or both is, we'll just say if you have severe depression. Sometimes people with severe depression, they have a hard time getting motivated to do anything. And that's not their fault and it's okay. But it's really hard to do therapy if you have no motivation. And so sometimes you may need to have some medicine to help give you that little motivation to keep going. And which brings us to the next topic, which is if you want to be one, or even if you just want to see one, it's good to recognize that a psychiatrist, they typically earn a little bit more each year due to being able to see more clients, because their visits with clients are typically maybe 20, 30 minutes, maybe longer, maybe less. It just depends. And so they charge an hourly rate, or not an hourly rate, but they charge a rate per client. And now a psychologist is somewhat the same in the sense that they charge per client, a certain fixed rate, whatever it may be, but their meetings are typically a little bit longer. And so a psychiatrist can see more clients in a day and therefore make more money on their end, whereas a psychologist might not see as many a day, but they still both make a good amount of money. So if that's what you're worried about, either one's a great option. Just decide if you want to provide therapy or primarily medicine. Nothing wrong with either one. They're both great. They both are very important. Anyways, that has been your quick answer. I hope it was helpful. If it was, I'd love it if you'd leave a like and a comment below and let me know if you have any questions for next time.